Hello everyone, welcome to today's presentation, where we will delve into a fascinating and complex case study centered around Sophia's experience at Innovatech. Over the next 15 minutes, we will explore the challenges Sophia faced, the strategies she employed to develop her experiences, the legal implications of her actions, and the ethical considerations that played a crucial role in how her case unfolded. Before we dive into the details, I want to set a stage by emphasizing the importance of understanding both the legal and ethical dimensions of workplace issues. As professionals, we are often faced with situations where the right course of action is not always clear cut. This case study provides valuable insights into how to navigate such challenges effectively and ethically.
Hi, my name is Harris Johnson. Let's begin by taking a closer look at Sophia's situation at Innovatech. Innovatech is a leading technology company with a reputed for innovation and excellence. However, beneath the surface of its success lie a troubling workplace culture that, in Sophia's case, manifested in discriminatory behavior and retaliation. Sophia was dedicated and hardworking employee who consistently met and exceeded her performance targets. Despite her contribution, she began to notice that she was being treated differently than her colleagues. For example, while others received promotion and recognition, Sophia was repeatedly overlooked. Even when she was clearly the most qualified candidate, her supervisor also began to criticize her work unfairly, often in front of others, which created a hostile and demoralizing work environment. The situation escalated when Sophia decided to voice her concerns to the HR. Instead of addressing her complaints, the company retaliated against her. Her workload increased. She was assigned menial tasks that were not part of her job description, and her performance review became increasingly negative. This is where Sophia's journey of documentation began, a crucial step in protecting her rights and holding Innovatix accountable. Moving on to the documentation strategy. Recognizing the severity of her situation, Sophia knew that she needed to document her experiences meticulously. This was not just about keeping a diary, it was about creating a record that could serve a credible evidence in any potential legal proceedings. Let's break down the key components of Sophia's documentation strategy. First, she focused on the 5 W's: who, what, when, where, and why. This method ensures that each incident was recorded in comprehensive and structured manner. For example, when her supervisor criticized her work during a team meeting, Sophia documented the date, time, location, who was present, and exact words used. She also included her own reaction and follow up actions taken by her company. Sophia did not stop at writing things down. She leveraged technology to enhance the credibility of her documentation. She used encrypted digital tools to store her records securely. For instance, she utilized a cloud based storage service that provided automatic timestamping, ensuring that her records could not tampered or altered. Additionally, she used a voice recorder to capture real time conversation, always being mindful for legal consideration and regarding the consent. This multi layered approach to documentation served multiple purposes. It created a detailed record of events that could be used to support her claims. It also provided a psychological advantage, knowing that she was taking proactive steps to protect herself gave Sophia the confidence to continue standing up for her rights, even in the face of increasing pressure from the Innovatic. Thank you.
Hi, Professor. This is Kamna. So now let's shift our focus to legal analysis of this case. So the documentation she created and she presented in the case sports her case very well. But how actually this documents helps in the case and contribute legal actions? So firstly, it is important to understand the concept of burden of proof. So in legal cases, so the disputes of proof, the burden of proofs lies with the complainant, which is Sophia. In this case, she needs to provide a sufficient evidence to demonstrate what is the discrimination held and occur, and for that she need to provide a proper and clear evidence in a chronological order, in date wise and sequence wise order. So one of the key challenges in this case is Sophia Hersey law. So Hersey rule, the Hersey rule generally excludes second hand statement from being admitted as evidence in court because they are considered reliable. So however, Sophia documentations strategies carefully avoids these all the limitations. She focused on first hand accounts. She don't go for the second hand things. What she saw, she heard, she experienced directly, she write it down. For example, instead of saying that I heard from a colleague, from my supervisor, from that she doesn't like me, but Sophia document specific example where the supervisor action and the things are biased with her. In addition to it, Sophia used the technology to preserve her evidence. Another laid of her as a proof. So the time span recorded, she mentioned that how it's tamper proof evidence, which is crucial for their legal documentation. This approach also help to claim that documentation are not manipulated. So however, it is important to acknowledge that the risk is involved in this case, and while Sophia is doing is robots, and there is always the possibility that the defense might challenge the authority and relevancy of certain records. For example, they might argue that some evidence were taken into the contents and that document is biased, but overall the benefit of her approach is outweigh its documentation. So but and her well documented evidence provide a strong foundation for her that she claim the legal advice and increase her chance to win the case and the decision in his favor. To further illustrate the legal implications, let's consider few relevant legal precedents. In the similar case, court has offered place significant weight on the document evidence, particularly when it is considered consistent detail with the event and it's described fully. So the align with this principle, and that is the best evidence is the evidence which is recorded at the time of incident when it's happened. So which is done by the Sophia. So Sophia's strategy minor this principle and position her case as a strong legal contest. Thank you. Next will be described by Nitin.
Hey, my name is Nidin Thomas and I'm here to present about ethical considerations. Ethical considerations play a critical role in how workplace disputes are handled, and Sophia's case is no exception. When dealing with sensitive issues like discrimination and retaliation, it's essential to maintain the highest standards of confidentiality and integrity. Let's explore the ethical dimensions of Sophia's situation. First and foremost, confidentiality is crucial. Sophia took great care to ensure that her documentation was stored securely, protecting both her privacy, the privacy of others involved. This is not just a legal obligation but an ethical one as well. Mishandling confidential information could have serious consequences, including damaging her case or harming the reputations of innocent parties. Integrity in documentation is another key ethical consideration. Sophia's approach to documenting incidents was not just about collecting evidence, It was about doing so honestly and accurately. She avoided exaggerating events or selectively recording only the information that supports her claims. This ethical stance not only strengthens her case but also aligns with her moral responsibility to be truthful. The role of HR and management in addressing such complaints is also fraught with ethical responsibilities. When Sophia first reported the discriminatory behavior, Innovatech's response was to retaliate rather than to investigate and resolve the issue. The failure reflects a serious ethical lapse on the part of the company. HR and management are ethically obligated to create a safe and fair work environment. They must take complaints seriously, conduct through investigations, and take appropriate action to address any wrongdoing. The potential impact of workplace culture on the outcome of disputes like Sophia's cannot be overstated. A workplace culture that tolerates or even encourages discriminatory behavior creates an environment where employees feel powerless and unsupported. In such cultures, ethical violations often go unchecked, leading to a cycle of abuse and retaliation. Innova Tech's handling of Sophia's case is a clear example of how a toxic workplace culture can exa- exacerbate problems that rather than resolve them. To reinforce this point, let's consider the broader ethical implications of workplace culture. In companies where ethical standards are upheld, employees are more likely to feel valued and respected. This in turn leads to higher moral better performance and a more positive work environment. Con- Conversely, when ethical standards are neglected, the opposite occurs, leading to mistrust, disengagement, and a high likelihood of legal disputes. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Gautam Krishna. In conclusion, Sophia's case at Innovatech provides us with a valuable lesson in the importance of careful documentation, understanding legal principles, and adhering to ethical standards. Her meticulous approach to documenting her experience has not only strengthened her legal position, but has also highlighted the ethical responsibilities that both employees and employers must uphold. As we reflect on this case, it's important to remember that workplace disputes are often complex and multi-faced. The way we handle these situations, whether as employees, HR professionals, or managers, can have a profound impact on the outcome by prioritizing fairness, integrity, and ethical behavior. We can help create workplace where everyone is treated with respect and dignity. I hope this presentation has provided you with a deeper understanding of issues at play in Sophia's case and strategies she employed to navigate them. As we move forward in our present professional lives, let's strive to apply these lessons in our workplace, ensuring that we contribute to a positive and ethical work environment. That's it from my side, and that's it from our team. Thank you for listening. Hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you.